Straight to him. A lot of people. Let me just first start with a brief statement. I think that we're at a time in the city's history where emotions are running pretty high. And today, at City Council was an emotional day on both sides, on the part of certain City Council members and on the part of my new water director and deputy mayor. But that emotion cannot override our overwhelming responsibility to the people of the city to do their business. That's what we were sent here for. We cannot alleviate ourselves from our primary responsibility by being emotional. We have to get back to the business at hand. This administration has always been very serious about our budget obligation, our finance obligation. And City Council and this office has both agreed that we have really worked to cure a more than $300 million problem we've had, and we're $60 million, $65 million away for forever being in a conversation about deficit. We cannot allow this emotional time to override our overwhelming responsibility to the people of this city. And so we're going to be reaching out to council members. I'll be personally reaching out to Councilwoman Cockrell. I think that we must get back focused on the business at hand. We cannot allow that, which is going on so much in this city, to overwhelm us at this time, so we cannot finish what we started, which is really dealing seriously with the structural financial problem that we have in the city. And lastly, governments around this country, from California to New York, from Florida to Michigan, are trying to figure out how to solve deficits, how to solve problems, how to manage foreclosures. They are doing anything and everything they can to not go under. We have to have the same tenacity. We cannot be blindsided. We cannot be have our focus maladjusted. We cannot ignore our responsibility to the people's business. And that's what this has to be about. And so whatever I need to do from this office to engage City Council in a way that we finish the budget issues, meaning the tunnel deal, we will do. We can go on and having all of the back and forth that we've had later, but we must finish the people's business. I said last week, but I'll say this too, that city councils and mayors in this town have been fighting for years. Kwame Kilpatrick and council, we've had our back and forth. The notorious skirmishes between the late Marion Haffey and the late Coleman Young. It's always been a tension there. But at the end of the day, every council and mayor, including this council and this mayor, have been able to deal with the city's business no matter what was going on. And that is what I'm really working with my administration, with people that you see behind me, Anthony Adams and Candia Milton, and also reaching out to the council staff to get done. Let's get the people's business done first, and then anything that we're personally upset about, that we personally have misgivings about, let's put those to the side and put the people first. Not us first.
Will the rescinding of the tunnel vote mean layoffs in the city?
At this particular time, we don't believe the council could rescind it. Their rules don't allow it, the peers, and also the charter doesn't allow it. So we're going to continue to move forward. We're asking the law department to look at that so all of you will know that that vote probably was a nebulous vote. It probably didn't make any sense at all except for the emotional part of it. But we're going to continue to move forward. We're going to meet with Wednesday tomorrow and keep at it.
Mr. Adams, would you want to say anything about what happened today? Apology or anything you want to say to council today?
Well, obviously,
if you can approach this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a long, drawn-out process. We're here, as the mayor said, to get the pieces done. So they were offended by my comments. That was not my intent. I'm here to work on behalf of the people of the city of Detroit. That's what this mayor has entrusted me to do. And so I'm committed to get the deal done.
Real quick one. Despite what the council voted on, how they're voting on today, you guys are still going to go ahead as if the authority it can still be created.
Yes, and it's not because we're just doing that. In the council rules, it states to rescind the vote, they have to do it within 4 business days. They can't do it after a formal session. I mean, there was nothing in this vote that was in accordance to the charter of the city of Detroit and with the rules of city council. So we're going to move forward because the rules say we should. And we're also going to move forward because I think one of the questions that the tunnel deal is dead, I think the only thing that was potentially killed today was a dream, Dennis, of some Detroiter who works for the city of Detroit having a job in September. And so we can't, Corey, allow for this thing to die today. We got to keep moving. I believe at the end of the day, when emotion starts to subside, and I know Councilwoman Cockrell had an emotional day today. She started it very emotionally, I'm sure. I read. So I'm sure that when that goes down, we can really start to focus on the cognitive part, the business part, and quite frankly, the service part of our job.
Thank you, everybody. Will you comment at all on the allegations about your dad?
I have no comment at all.
We got wires in here. Please don't move them.